If you've ever felt invisible, overlooked, or underestimated, remember this. You don't owe anyone proof of who you are. Let them talk. Let them assume. Keep showing up for yourself, because peace, that is the best kind of power. You know what's funny? I spent most of my life letting people underestimate me, and honestly, I've learned how to enjoy it. When people think you're clueless or incapable, you gain this quiet advantage. You get to observe, learn, and move without pressure. But it wasn't always this empowering. For a very long time, being underestimated hurt deeply, especially as a kid when I didn't understand why people were so cruel to me. I was the quiet kid, the one who never fought back. People laughed at how I spoke, how I dressed, and how I carried myself. I just forgave them and kept it pushing, because that's what I was taught: to be kind, to be humble, to turn the other cheek. I remember thinking, if I can just be nicer, maybe they'll stop. They didn't. Looking back, now I realize they weren't laughing because they hated me. They were laughing because they didn't understand me. Because I stayed calm when they wanted a reaction. You learn early that not everyone who smiles at you has good intentions, and not everyone who mocks you is stronger than you. My teenage years were rough. I tried so hard to fit in, change my clothes, my voice, even the way I laughed. But no matter what I did, I still felt like an outsider. I became depressed. Every night I cried myself to sleep and whispered, "What's so wrong with me?" And the worst part, I started to believe the answer was everything. It took years to realize there was nothing wrong with me. I was just surrounded by people who didn't value softness, who confuse gentleness for weakness. When you're young, you think that being different is a punishment. But the older I got, the more I realized it actually is your power. Then one night changed everything. There was this party. I was maybe 19 or 20. One of my classmates got drunk and her best friend left her behind to go clubbing. I couldn't leave her there, so I asked my dad if we could drive her home, and so we did. While we were on our way, she said, "You are so lucky to have loving parents. My biological dad wanted nothing to do with me. Yes, I had my mom, but it still hurts." I thought she was just venting until she said something that stopped me cold. She said, "We used to talk about you, Everyone thinks you have the perfect life. We wanted to break you, but you never broke." That moment shifted everything in me, because for the first time I realized that people's cruelty often comes from confusion. They couldn't figure out why I didn't fall apart, so tried harder to make me feel that way. I realized people weren't cruel because I was weak. They were cruel because they were projecting their insecurities onto me, jealous of something they couldn't name. Peace, kindness, stability. They mistook quiet for weakness, and that's when I stopped explaining myself. I learned that silence isn't weakness, it's control. It's ability to stay grounded when people try to shake you. Now, I let people think I'm naive. I let them underestimate me. Because when people think you're clueless, they drop their mask. You get to see who they really are without ever showing your cards. It's not manipulation, it's protection, it's peace, and it's powerful. There's something beautiful about being the underdog, about letting people doubt you while you quietly outgrow their expectations. And honestly, it's still happening even now. Some of my own family members, like aunties, cousins, still look at what I'm doing and shake their heads. They'll say things like, "Why is she wasting her time on these stupid little videos? Why won't she just get a real job?" And what they don't know or see is that I'm actually trying. I'm applying for jobs multiple times a day and nothing's coming through. When I lost my job, I told myself maybe this was a sign. Maybe I should give myself one real shot at the thing that I love doing, which is creating. But when your own family doubts you, it stings in a way that hits different. It's one thing to be misunderstood by strangers, but it's another when it's people who've known you your whole life. Sometimes it's not even direct criticism, it's the subtle things. The way they ask, so how is the content creation thing going? With all the polite, judgy tones, or when they laugh and say, you're still doing that? And it's irritating, but I still keep going because this creative space, this connection feels real to me. I'd rather build something that feels right than chase something that only looks right to others. I'm not lazy, I'm not lost, I'm just giving myself a chance to bloom in my own way. People see the videos, not the effort. They don't see the planning, the scripting, the editing at 2 a.m., the moments of doubt when views are low, or when a video you poured your heart into barely gets noticed. They don't see you trying to smile through your 10th rejection email of the week and still finding the strength to pick up the camera. It's not just making videos, it's storytelling, it's courage, it's hope in motion. And for once in my life, I'm doing something that feels like me. It took me years to stop comparing my timeline to everyone else. Some of my cousins are buying houses, getting married, climbing career ladders, and here I am making videos in my room. And you know what? That's okay, because peace doesn't look the same for everyone. For some people, success is a title or a paycheck. For me, success is waking up without anxiety, doing something I love, and not feeling like I'm betraying myself to please others. It's not that I don't want stability, I do, but I also want purpose. I don't think those two things should cancel each other out. There's something beautiful about slow growth. Every new subscriber, every kind comment, every connection, it reminds me that impact doesn't have to be loud to be real. You don't need millions of followers to matter. Sometimes one person saying your video helped me get through my day is enough. That's the kind of success I'm chasing. After losing my job, my confidence was shattered. I questioned everything, my growth, my abilities, my future. But creating taught me how to rebuild. It reminded me that I still have something to offer, even if it doesn't fit into everyone else's version of success. Sometimes rejection is a reflection or redirection. Sometimes losing what you thought you needed gives you the space to discover what you're truly made for. There's peace in not explaining yourself anymore, in letting people think whatever they want while you quietly put in the work behind the scenes. When you stop performing for approval, you start living for yourself. Not everyone is meant to understand your story, and that's okay. People don't have to believe in your vision for it to work. You just have to believe in it enough to start and stay consistent. Confidence isn't loud, it's quiet, it's calm. It's the energy of someone who knows exactly who they are, even when no one else does. I found confidence the day I stopped seeking validation. Now when someone underestimates me, I smile, because I know what they don't. That being underestimated is my quiet advantage. Confidence isn't about proving people wrong. It's about not needing to prove anything at all. If you've ever felt invisible, overlooked, or underestimated, remember this. You don't owe anyone proof of who you are. Let them talk. Let them assume. Keep showing up for yourself, because peace, that is the best kind of power. Thank you so much for watching, my loves. If this story resonates with you, drop a sunflower in the comments, and remember, you don't have to be understood to be valuable. You just have to keep doing what's best for you.